Hello everyone, and welcome to the Herald Wrap-Up, the show where you can learn what's happening on campus, in our nation, and across the pond. I'm your host, Katie Marr, and let's just jump into it. The local Jupiter Theater Company is putting on She Stoops to Conquer, a play written by Oliver Goldsmith. While the play is witty and comical, it focuses on finding love in a class-conscious society. If you need a break from studying this weekend, you should definitely go and support our students and alumni. Showing started last night and will continue on until September 6th. General admission is $14, no sales at the door, so you have to purchase beforehand on their website, jupitertheatercompany.square.site. Now you have to wear masks during the entire show, and if you can't make it to a venue or prefer not to go, then they'll have an online showing and will be selling tickets to that on their website as well. So definitely go check it out. The PhD Forensics program is facing some pretty interesting changes this semester. Mock trial, civic debate, and moot court will be having all of their tournaments online, which brings up some interesting challenges. However, our coaches are optimistic about this change, especially since we have the advantage of discussing arguments and strategies in person. There are also some Zoom rooms being set up that will hopefully improve the quality of video. And that's not the only forensics update we have. The American Moot Court Association has decided to change their ranking system, which would completely change how PHC is ranked. Instead of ranking based on the number of victories, the AMCA will rank schools based off of their performance over the last 3 years. Whatever happens between virtual tournaments and changing rankings, moot court coach Peter Kay said that his main goal for the season is simply to see the students grow. He said, quote, "I don't measure our success by how well we do, and I don't think God does that either." In other campus news, Morgan Nash got charged by a bear this summer. I know, sounds super interesting. If you want to read more about that, it's our cover story this week on the Herald, so go check it out. All right, now on to national news. The CDC is in the news once again with social media saying that they quietly decreased the death toll from around 180,000 to roughly 9,000 people, which is only 6% of the previous number of deaths listed for coronavirus. This data was taken from a table under the Provisional Death Counts for Coronavirus Disease 2019 table on the CDC website. The table went viral with many influencers and politicians, including President Donald Trump, sharing it. However, the table seems to have been misconstrued as it spread across Facebook and Twitter. In a statement to Fox News 5, the CDC said, in 6% of death certificates that list COVID-19, only one cause or condition is listed. In 94% of deaths with COVID-19, other conditions are listed in addition to COVID-19. These causes may include chronic conditions like diabetes or hypertension. They may also include acute conditions that occurred as a result of COVID-19, such as pneumonia or respiratory failure. As of September 3rd, the number of total deaths on the CDC COVID-19 webpage is a little over 185,000. Now let's take a look at what's happening across the pond in Belarus. If you don't know what's been going on, let me give you a rundown. The president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, has been in power for 26 years, and the elections Belarus have never been seen as fair. This past year, Sergei Tikhanovsky ran against him, but was mysteriously arrested. Then his wife Svetlana took his place, and her polling numbers were very high, and her campaign events had a historic turnout for Belarus. However, when the results of the August 9th election came out, Lukashenko won by 91%, and Svetlana Tikhanovskaya received an abysmal 9%. From then on, riots began all over the country, reaching numbers as high as 100,000 people. Svetlana Tikhanovskaya has since been forced out of the country and is hiding out in Lithuania. It's been almost a month since the election, and the protests are still ongoing, reaching a higher number of attendees every single day. Thousands of arrests have been made, with an especially hard crackdown on journalists. Now, this is an ongoing story, so if you want to hear more updates, please let us know in the comments below. And if you want more details on the story, you can go to bbc.com for the full rundown. That's all for this week's Herald Wrap-Up. I'm Katie Marr, and we'll catch you next week.